Hello, this is Dante Renee with the review. I'm Dante Renee from October Panic Attack, the one and only October Panic Attack. It's 2015, and I'm going to give you a review of a place that I have never heard of in my entire life until about 3 days ago. Yeah. I'm going to give you a review for a place that I'm pretty much guaranteed nobody's ever done a review for on YouTube, so are you ready? When's the last time you spent $5 for a haunted attraction? Do you remember the mom and pops? I remember the mom and pops. Where am I looking, by the way? I'm looking in the wrong place in the camera. I'm sorry. I remember the mom and pops. I started haunted attractions like when I was about, oh man, between 5 years old and about 8 years old on Wildwood Boardwalk. These old, rusty, run by gypsy haunted houses, and they were mom and pops. They were put together by hand. You never saw anything like it before. They were musty, moldy, dusty. They were put together with cheap supplies, and they were completely homemade, and they were a lot of times really dark and not a lot of light, not a lot of actors, weird, just weird, you know, all this kind of stuff. I want to talk to you about a place that's only $5. And there's more to this story, folks. There's more to this bizarre stream of events. Now, for $5, how picky can you really be, right? Check it out. It's also in the basement of a Catholic church. What? What? There's more to this. A massive parking lot. The church is called, I mean, I don't know what else to say, but you'll see signs on the side of the road in the Norristown area. It's called Haunted House. That's it. Haunted House. There'll be bats on it. And it's at the Visitation, I'm sorry. It's at the Visitation Church, Virgin Mary Visitation Church. The info will be down below, so make sure you check that info out, okay? But if you want to look it up, it's basically the Visitation Church, the Visitation Virgin Mary Church, on Trooper Road, okay? On Trooper Road, and that would be in the Audubon, Pennsylvania, Norristown, Pennsylvania, Eagleville, Pennsylvania areas, okay? Any one of those three, okay? But all the information will be down below, the address and all that kind of good stuff. This thing is only open a couple nights, a couple weekends every October. Like, for example, today, today's date is, my gosh, what is today's date? Today's date is the 23rd. It's a Friday, right? It's only open tonight and then tomorrow night. And they do this really crazy thing where the first hour is lights on, you know, for the small kiddies and their families, and then at 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock the lights are off, and then, you know, it's more scary or whatever. There's a massive parking lot at this church. It's a Catholic church. You think that there's also a Catholic school there, so you get really confused. You don't know where you're going. You're like, oh, do I go to the school? But you see signs for the haunted house, but you hear screams coming from the left. You go to the left. That's where you go. You go to the left, right? This is my Blair Witch hat. I love Blair Witch. Anyway, you go. I don't care what anybody says. I love part 2 also. So you go to you look to the left, and it's like up this grass hill. And actually, that's the church. The school is in front of you, right? The church is over there. Okay, so wow, this is actually in the basement of the church. Then you start to run up there, and if you circle around the church on the right, you'll go the wrong way. It'll dead end. You'll have to go up the steep stairs, and you smell like gas from like exhaust fans. It's really bizarre. So you gotta go around the left side or take the right side and take the steep steps, because that'll be freaking awesome. Anyway, you go up there, and all of a sudden you're just greeted by like all these young, like 5, 6-year-old kids who were there for the lights on. Lots of families. Gravestones in the grass with skeletons coming out, and then what looks to be a garage. It almost looks like the garage in a suburban neighborhood. They're selling cookies and homemade muffins and of course, like, you know, full-size candy bars, and there'll be a little witch there with weird sandals on, and a dog possibly with an Eagles jersey on. You know, like really, really bizarre type stuff here, and you feel like you're in a suburban house, but really you're at a church and you're about to go into the basement of the church. Okay, it's run completely by the high school at this Catholic high school. So it's a big school, and it's run completely by them. And I asked somebody there, I said, how long have you been doing this thing? I just never heard of it, this $5 haunt like this. And they said, oh my gosh, you know, from what they told me, I deduced it's been at least 20 years. This is ridiculous. Do you have an extra $5 to spend? Let me tell you what's going on here, okay? I'm going to tell you a lot of different things that are going on here that you could possibly do if you're short on cash. So let me just go through this here, okay? Obviously, if you're spending $5, okay, Nowadays in 2015, you know that the antes are being upped and upped and upped and upped and upped and upped. Things are getting crazier and crazier and crazier. Haunted houses are becoming Disney World, okay? And there's no problem with that. They're spectacles. They're unbelievable. Thousands and thousands and hundreds and thousands of dollars are put into these things, and they make that much, each season. Also, some of them, and they're more elaborate and more elaborate, and they're beating each other. But one thing we may never forget are the mom and pops. You know how CVS took over? Don't forget the five and dime store. Don't forget the little mom and pop pharmacies down the street. And similarly, don't forget the core of what started these haunted attractions, the mom and the pops. The ones that don't have advertising on television, the ones that don't have advertising on the radio, or the ones that don't have t-shirts, or even paid actors. This haunt, we actually really got scared. I got scared a couple times. It was really creative. There were tons of people in the rooms, but like they had these like winding, twisting hallways, and all the walls and all the hallways are made out of like these like black or like really dark tarps. I mean, it was really crazy. Like, and strobe lights, and it was really dark, and the actors were like really in your face, and some of them were grabbing you, and it was like really interesting. And there's actually a really humongous actor as well who does not look like he's in high school. It might be a teacher or something. I'm not really sure, or a security guard or a cop or something. I'm not really sure, but I don't want to give away too much. I mean, it's not long, okay? But it's the best $5 I ever spent. It was freaking so much fun. It brought me back to the old days, okay? And this is a Catholic church haunted house. There is even a call out to the Exorcist film in one of the rooms. Yeah. I'm not going to say anything else other than that. And the things twist and turn, and you dead end, and you don't know where you are, and people are popping out everywhere. It's filled with high school students, and they really just do an amazing job. So this is what you can do here, okay? This is what you can do. If you're like, oh, Dante, Dante Renee from October Panic Attack, I know it's only $5, but I'm not going to drive out there to Norristown or Eagleville or Audubon or whatever on Trooper Road just for something that only lasts about 6 minutes, even if it's really cool. Alas, you can hit up this haunt at the bottom of the church for $5. Then you can go to Elk's Haunted Lodge in Bridgeport, which is not that far from here, for $10. Okay? Then you could hit up the Haunted Barn, okay, in White Marsh, which I'm doing tomorrow night. I've never done it before. Okay, that's only $7. And don't forget, Lulu's House of Horrors is also in the vicinity, and that's $20. Okay, that's the most expensive one, and the one that'll have the longest lines and all that kind of stuff. Okay, but this one tonight actually had some pretty substantial lines. Anyway, folks, here we go. The Visitation Church. Okay, the Blessed Virgin Mary Visitation Church on Trooper Road, Audubon, Eagleville, Norristown. One of those. Okay. It brought me back to my youth. It brought me back to my teen years. And it brought me back to that old vibe, that old suburban neighborhood Halloween haunted house vibe. And man, I did not even know I was in a Catholic church, in the basement of a Catholic church. It was really bizarre and really creative and homemade. Everything was homemade, and some pretty cool makeup on some of them too. Anyway, folks, yes. And I got another review coming tomorrow night for that other place for $7 I've never been to before, called the Haunted Barn in White Marsh. This is the year 2015, by the way, so don't go there tomorrow night if, okay, you understand what I'm saying. Tomorrow night, Saturday night, I'll be there at 7:15, so you can look for me. Anyway, folks, Visitation Church. I never thought I'd say that. Visitation Catholic Church.